I'm going to tell you about 12 small changes that you can use to improve organizing with ADHD forever in your life starting today. And the first small change is that when you get something delivered and it comes in a box, you don't immediately throw that box away. You find something in your house or apartment that you know is clutter that you want to get rid of, and you put it inside that box. That box has now become a donation box or a clutter box. And this is really good because of the fact that now you have a place to put all that clutter, and it's not just sitting around your house or apartment. And then you immediately know, put that box by the door or whatever, and you have it in a place to where you pass it and you know, hey, this stuff has to go out. It has to be thrown away. The advantage of this is that once you bring that thing in that you bought, then immediately you're going to go and find something that will actually go into this box. And that's going to help you get in the process of decluttering and cleaning up your house free of clutter. And the other thing is, because you do this immediately, then you don't have that time frame of where you can sit and say, okay, I'm going to get distracted doing this or that, because you automatically know I'm going to go find something once I see this box. And you'll get into the routine of it as well too, which is really good because you do want to get in the habit of trying to get rid of the clutter out of your house or apartment and get some more space and have your apartment just with things, or have your house just with things that you actually want to keep. And so this is a great way to actually practice the one in, one out rule, which simply says if you buy something new, if you bring something new into your house, then you have to get rid of something as well. So that way you're not bringing in a lot of stuff and then never getting rid of anything. And if you do bring in a lot of stuff without getting rid of something, then what you're going to do is just create an environment that's going to be more cluttered up, and we're trying to avoid that. And this is going to be really good because of the fact that when you have ADHD, all of these things are going to help you because you're doing something immediately. Eventually you're going to establish a routine of doing it, so it's going to be just an automatic thing doing it. You're going to do it in the place of, hey, I'm going to go ahead and look for that thing and not get distracted because I know something in here has to go in this box as I'm bringing this thing in. You'll realize, oh yeah, I need to take whatever's in that box and go ahead and throw it away and get rid of it. So it has a lot of advantages just by using a simple box. And the next small change that you need to make is to use a one-touch rule. Now, what this is you're only going to touch something once before you put it into its proper place. And what that is like is immediately you come in, you have your coat on, and you immediately go to the closet and you put it on its hanger. You have touched that thing one time. As in another example, you come in, you have your coat, you put it in your bed, your chair, you just leave it there, and then later you have to come back, pick it up, and then put it into the closet. Now you've touched that thing 2 times. So instead of doing it 2 times, you want to immediately go and do it just once. And that's going to help you because of the fact you'll get into the habit of, okay, I need to go put this thing in this place. I know where it goes. I need to go ahead and put it there. And one of the major advantages of this is that you create a routine. And that's really important when you have ADHD because of the fact that you want routines, because it makes it just easier to do whatever you want to complete and get through that process, because you get into the habit of doing it every day or doing it very often. And then you don't even have to really think about it. You know immediately, hey, I walk in, I put this into the right place, or I walk into this room and immediately I know that I picked this thing up and put it into its right place. And this is going to help with keeping clutter down because of the fact that sometimes you take stuff and you just put it on your desk or whatever and just leave it there and say, hey, I'm going to get to it later, but later never comes. And now you have a cluttered desk. Instead, because of the fact you're going to go ahead and put this stuff away immediately, you're going to keep your desk clean and you're going to keep that area much cleaner because of the fact that you haven't left additional things there and let it build up. So it will help you keep the clutter down as well if you use the one-touch rule. And the next small change you need to make, all that stuff that you've never liked, like you have it, but you don't really like it, you don't think you'll ever like it, but you're keeping it in your house or apartment just because of the fact that it might be new, somebody might have given it to you, but in all of the years or days or months, you've just looked at it and never really liked it or enjoyed it, but you're just keeping it. And there's no reason for you to keep it. If you don't like it, you're not going to grow to like it most of the time. Most of the time, you're not going to like it in the initial beginning, you're not going to like it in the middle, and you're not going to like it in the end. So you don't want to keep that kind of stuff. You want to go ahead and get rid of that stuff. You want to be able to have that stuff out of your house or apartment, because all it does, it sits in your house or apartment And now that you just have that one thing or these multiple things that you don't really like sitting there, and they all become clutter. And so the best thing for you is to either throw them away, sell them, get rid of them, whichever you want to do. Maybe you find somebody that likes it, even though you don't like it. Maybe someone else likes it, and maybe you can give it to them as well, because at least then they might use it and they might enjoy it. And the next small change you need to make is the 90-day rule. If you haven't used something in 90 days or haven't worn it, and maybe it's over that 90-day period, you need to think about getting rid of it, because it has essentially become clutter. Because if you haven't used it in that long, then it's really not something that's essential to your day-to-day or to your life in that point. For example, I had a juicer. I've got a juicer. I thought I was going to juice everything. And then for a while, I used it for a little bit, but then I haven't used it in like a year, just because I got through the point to where I didn't need a juicer anymore. So if you have a juicer and you're in the same situation like that, then you probably need to think about, should I get rid of this juicer? Should I get rid of this gadget that I never use? Should I get rid of these clothes I never wear? You need to go through and make the decision right then and there. Okay, I'm not using this. It's not worth it for me to keep it in my house or apartment, in my closet, wherever it is. I need to think about, what do I need to do to get rid of that thing? Where can I take it? Who can I give it to? But you need to make that decision, because what you're trying to do is to eliminate things that are cluttered in your house, in your apartment, and things you're not using are just taking up space. And so you want to think about, do I actually need the thing that is taking up this space right now? Is there something better that I can have in the same place? Or do I need extra space and this thing is just in the way? And so this will help you figure out, okay, haven't used this in 90 days. I'm going to get rid of it. Or I haven't used this thing in 90 days, but I know exactly what it's for and what I can use it for and what I need it for. And it is essential. So really think about, is it essential, or is it something that you just have, that you just kept, that you can actually get rid of? And sometimes I totally get, you bought something you thought was really cool at the time, and you just say, hey, I really need this. I think it's essential, cool gadget. I need to have it in my house, in my apartment. And you've kept it and you just haven't used it. You're just like, I've never even thought about opening the box to use it in that case. And that can happen, especially when you have ADHD. You do the impulsive buying thing because it's shiny and it's new, and you just have to have it. But you need to go reassess and see if you still need that thing, or is it something that you can do without? And that's when you can make the decision as to whether you want to keep it or get rid of it. And a lot of times it's to the fact that where you really need to get rid of it and move on from that thing. And the next small change is to color organize your closet. And the reason is it makes things easier for you, because of the fact all the yellow things, you put them together, all the green things, you put them together, whether it's clothes or whatever, you have it in a specific area. So it makes it really easy to find. I need this yellow outfit for work. You go in, you look in your specific area where all the yellow stuff is, you immediately know it's somewhere in that area. Or the fact that if you have a specific area for yellow things, you see something that's yellow in the blue area, you can immediately recognize that and take it and put it into the right area in your closet. It's going to make it so much easier to know where things go, to know where to put things, and to know where to look for things. And this is good for ADHD, because a lot of times when you have ADHD, you might do things or be looking for things that add time on to your expected time that you estimated, and now you're behind because you've been sitting here looking at the closet trying to find something specific. Instead, if you have a color organized, you at least know in the specific area that it's in, and you're going to be able to make sure that you find that thing a lot quicker. And I know I'm using clothes as an example, but don't think that's the only thing this is good for. Maybe you have folders that you have in your filing cabinet and you want to color organize that as well. You can go ahead and then have bills in red and vacation in yellow, something like that. Or you might have decorations that you put up, like Christmas decorations or whatever, right? And you put those in the green container. And so your color is green. You have a green sticker on it to designate, this is my Christmas decoration container. So you immediately look over there, you see the green sticker, and you know exactly what's in there. Or you have a container with your wedding dress from your wedding reception 10 years ago, and you put up, never mind, that's way past its time. You probably need to go ahead and get rid of that thing right now, because of the fact you're probably not going to use it if you've had it 10 years, unless you're going to get married again, of course, then I've gone off on a tangent. But anyway, the point is the fact that you want to use this because it's going to help you make things a lot easier for you to find and make things a lot more organized. And then you'll be able to look into your closet and be able to figure out things much quicker. And another small change that you can do is to organize your closet by type. For example, you have shirts in one area, shoes in another area, pants in another area, outfits that you wear on a daily in another area, work clothes in another area, and then you have different areas for all these different things in your closet. That way, when you go in and look at your closet, you immediately go and look in this section and say, okay, my shirts are here, my jeans are here. I know that these are the places to where I can look for those things. These are the places where I know that I need to put those things away when I go to my closet, put clothes up. And so it makes it so much easier because you have these different sections. And again, I know I'm giving an example of clothes, but you can use it for a lot of different other things. Whatever you have in your closet, you can just take it and then organize it by type. And that way you know exactly where you're looking for that specific type of thing and then where something else is as well. And you can still organize your closet in that way, even though it's not specific to clothes. And another small change to make is to prep areas for things you do frequently. For example, you make coffee every day. You know that you're going to do it really frequently. You go to the same place, you go and get the same things, you make your coffee the exact same way. Then you want to make sure you have an area already prepped for that so you don't have to go looking around for everything you need to make coffee. Or for example, you want to have a place in your house or apartment to where you go to relax. So you want to have everything there you need to relax. You don't want to have to go running around looking for scented candles. Your music is over here. Your, blankets over here. All this stuff that you have to gather together, then go ahead and find your chair and sit there. And you're looking for all this stuff. And what happens is it stresses you out because you've gone through and to find all these different things that you need just to relax, which is the first thing that you want to do in the first place. And now you're just stressed out because you've been looking for this stuff and you finally sit down to actually relax and you don't feel very relaxed. And prepping that area will prevent you from having this issue because of the fact that you know all your stuff is there. And now all you have to do is go there and relax. You don't have to think about anything else. You're ready. You get to the point to where you're like, okay, I'm going to get home from work and come in and just have some me time, some quiet time, and just kind of de-stress. And now you can actually do that without having to figure out where everything is. And another good thing about this is that you can use it for all sorts of different activities, no matter what it is. Anything that you use frequently, that you do on a frequent basis, that you can go ahead and set it up just like this and prepare it. And the other thing is it's going to save you time as well, because once you have it all prepped up and everything, you're going to eliminate the prep time. You're going to eliminate the time you're going to look around for it. And now all you have to do is go to that area that you have pre-prepped, and that way you can go ahead and start immediately. And generally that will help you get through that process or through that activity quicker as well too. And then the other thing is, once you have that all prepped up, then you know, hey, all this stuff that I need to keep doing this each and every day needs to stay in this area. So that's going to make it easier for you to be able to clean up that area or keep things in that area organized for the next time that you actually need to do that activity as well. And the next small change to make is to keep flat surfaces clear. You don't want to have everything on top of your counters or tables or desks. Like, you don't want all this stuff on your desk to where you cannot find stuff, or all this stuff on the kitchen counter to where you can't find the utensil or the plate or whatever you're trying to look for, and it takes you forever to scan around and actually find the thing you want to use. You don't want to have all of that stuff on there. You want to keep it clear and neat, and it's going to make it so it's going to be much easier to find something. You don't want to go through the process of looking at your desk, going through, seeing all the clutter on there, and then trying to find something. It takes you 30 minutes to go ahead and find that thing because you're looking through all the junk mail and all the other things you have on your desk. Or you take 30 minutes to look for something and then realize that it's not even there, and you look all over everything and under everything and realize this is not even in this pile of stuff on here. It's not even on my desk in the first place. And then you end up finding it in a drawer somewhere or just some other place, but you wasted all that time because you couldn't see that surface in the beginning. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that all your clear surfaces, all your flat surfaces are clear of things. Make it so it's easy to see things, because with ADHD, out of sight, out of mind, and you don't want something blocking something else that you need. You want to be able to make sure you can find those things quickly. And trust me, keeping your flat surfaces clear will save you a lot of frustration, stress, and time. And just the fact that you'll feel a lot better when you look there and see that, okay, all this stuff is organized. I don't have all this junk there. I don't have all this mess there. It looks more organized. It looks like it has more space. And that's going to make it more inviting and make it feel a little better, or maybe a lot better, when you walk into a room and you see those surfaces are not cluttered with whatever you may have on them or had on them previously. And the next small change is to use a landing pad. Now, what a landing pad is a place to where you come in and you put your keys, your phone, your wallet, or whatever else you need to. It's a designated place where those things go. And generally it's by the door to where you come in. You can automatically lay those things there. So you automatically know where those things are. If you're on the couch, out of the room, you can come in, immediately look and say, okay, those things should be there right there, easy to find. Or if they're not there on your landing pad, then what happens is you start thinking about, okay, where could they be? I gotta find them so I can put them there so I know where they are in the morning and the next day or later, actually when I need them. And so how do you do this? You put, you can put a mouse pad there, you can put a bowl there, you can put a container there, anything that will designate this is the area I leave those things, so that when you come in and you're looking around for where you might want to put this thing or that thing, then you know immediately it will go there and put it on the landing pad or put it on that mouse pad or put it wherever you have there that is that designated place. This is going to make things so much easier for you to find because of the fact that hey, I've put that thing there. It should be there. I don't have to go around and look for it. I don't have to waste my time trying to find it. If it's not there, then I'm going to go find it and put it there, because of the fact that when you want to leave and go to wherever you want to go, you can automatically know your keys, your phone, and your wallet is there. And those are things you lose pretty frequently, and trying to figure out where they are in your house or apartment, and it's a mess or cluttered or whatever, then it's going to be much harder to find those things. At least if you have the landing pad, if your house or apartment is cluttered in other areas, at least you know where the most important things are. And the next small change to do is to add baskets to your house or apartment. And the reason is they're one of the best hacks for organizing that you can have, because of the fact they come in all different shapes and sizes. They come in all different kinds of colors and materials. And the good thing about it is easy to put something inside of a basket, easy to take something out of a basket, and it keeps things visual. All things that are good for ADHD, because of the fact that a lot of times, most of the time, all the time, you want to keep things visual so that you can see them, so that you know where things are, so you at least have an idea of what's in the basket, at least have an idea that if you look over there, you can determine, okay, this thing might be in there, or these things might be in there. Of course, you can make them different colors and color code them if you want to do that as well. But the fact is that you can put them just about anywhere in your house or apartment and make it so that they have the color or shape or size that you need for that specific room or that specific area. And the fact is that they're very common. You can get them just about anywhere, but it makes keeping your apartment or house organized much easier, because of the fact that it doesn't have to be perfect to go into a basket. You can put multiple things in that basket. They don't have to be perfectly folded. They don't have to be perfect in synergy. If you put them in a basket together, then at least when they're in the basket together, they do make that area look a little more organized. And the next change is to use labels. And the reason is because a lot of times with ADHD, you're dealing with a working memory deficit. And that's your short-term memory that you use to remember things really quickly. So for example, you are talking to someone. They say, hey, the drawer over here contains this. This is behind this other thing here. Oh, over here in this closet over here, that's where this thing is. And over here, down here in this section, that's where this other thing is. And you're trying to remember all those things. They keep giving you different things. And about 4 things or 5 things, you just forget the first thing that they told you. Or you go through, you remember the first 4 or 5 things they told you, and then you forget the last few things they told you because you're trying to hold all that information inside your memory at once, and trying to make sure that you can keep track of all those things at once. And that's really hard when you have ADHD. So labels eliminate that process because of the fact that you put a label on something, all you have to do, go over there, look at it, and say, okay, that's in there. This is in here. That's in there. And you're just looking at the label. Then you don't have to hold anything in your memory trying to remember something else. And that's really good with ADHD because of dealing with all the working memory issues that a lot of people with ADHD deal with. Because you do want to have different ways that make it easier for you to remember things, easier for you to have reminders, easier for you to go ahead and know where things are. Now, you can use regular labels and that you get that are adhesive or whatever kind of labels you want to use. Maybe you want to use chalkboard labels or whatever. Another good thing to do is have sticky notes, because you can use sticky notes as labels. And this is really good because you can buy them and just put a sticky note on somewhere to have it so that you have a reminder. Now, the only thing you have to figure out with sticky notes is how to make sure they don't fall off of the thing that you put them on. But sticky notes are really versatile and are fine to use for temporary labels if you want to use them in that way. Now, I would recommend getting labels that are more permanent that you can use over and over again, because with sticky notes, they may not stay on what you stick them to for a long period of time. But either way, you want to have some sort of method that you can label things that will help you be able to find things, remember things quickly, and know where to put things very quickly as well. And a label does just that. And the next small change is to go digital where you can. This works really well in the case of billing. And this is a really good thing, because have you ever tried to find a specific bill from like a year ago that you need, and you have to go through and pull out all your bills and find the right one and review this and review that and open bills that you may not have open and go through that whole process? Is frustrating. And generally, if you have e-bill and they save a certain amount of bills that you can go back and look at and pull up, all you have to do is know the date or even a range of dates, and they will list all the bills for you. You go down, you bring one up, you look at it and say, oh, okay, that's not the right one. And you go to the next one, but it's a much faster process to do that. And so, especially when you have ADHD, it's not any fun to look through a whole bunch of different bills and boxes and pull out everything. And maybe there's other papers in those boxes you don't need. So now you're looking through those too. And now you may not be in the first box that you picked up. You may have to go to another box to find the bill you actually need. That whole process can be super frustrating. So if you don't mind you using electronic billing, then this is going to be a really good way to eliminate a lot of paper, for one, and make things easier on you to try to find exactly what you're looking for without having to waste so much time going through a lot of different things or a lot of different places that don't contain the information or the bill that you need. It's going to just make it so that you save yourself from having clutter, be able to find stuff faster, be able to locate things easier. And that can be a very, very good thing and be very helpful to you, not only now, but also as you go forward into the future as well. Now, this is not the only video that I have on different ways to help you with organization. I also have 12 underrated organization tips for you with ADHD organizing, and you can watch that video right here.